Matthew chapter 8, verses 23 to 27. Jesus calms the storm. Then he got into the boat and his disciples followed him. Without warning, a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." He replied, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him." As I reflect on these verses, the words that jump out to me are without warning or suddenly. Many years ago, I went on a couple of ocean sailing holidays, living and crewing on board a yacht, and I also undertook some theory-based sailing courses. The master mariner that delivered the theoretical side talked about the severity of storms and necessary action. I thought, I'll never go out in a storm. On one of the holidays, I was a crew member off the south coast when suddenly a thick fog descended. The skipper shot out of the hold and I was sent with my harness onto the bow of the boat and to an area called the pulpit to look for ships as we were trying to enter Plymouth Harbour. It's fair to say I was scared. The fog was so dense, I thought we would hit a ship before I saw it. The skipper navigated us to a safe mooring in Plymouth Harbour. The next morning, when the fog had lifted, we were amazed to see how he had guided us safely into this busy harbour with many large vessels and hazards around us, and all before electronic navigation aids were commonplace. Life often feels like this, especially in this past year. Troubles, tragedies, and personal anxieties arrive without warning. Like many in this past year, we have not been exempt from difficulties and worries within the family. These have often arrived without warning. We too, like others, have to trust that God will bring us through, even when we can't see our way in the fog. Tom Wright says in his book on Lent, "There is no harm in praying, 'Master, we are lost.' If it seems Jesus is asleep, then wake him up. If you believe in a living God, use a little holy boldness." Jesus answers the disciples' request and also inquiries of, "Didn't you trust me?" Inquires, "Didn't you trust me?" In waking him, they showed trust. In panicking, I suppose they didn't, but that's the position of most of us. Psalm 112, verse 7 says, "He will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord." Lord, I pray for peace in the storms that many are facing, that we would know that you are guiding us and protecting us through these difficult and uncertain times. When we can't see the way ourselves, may we call on you with boldness, trusting that you will bring us through. Amen.